You're listening to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with Danny Liu, Riel Andrews. Gosh, me and these two guys are at the breaks.
Testosterone
going in this
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm like, okay, you guys, wait, we have to go back to the show. So, we were talking, you said something great, Riel, before we went to break about the change, and you've owned gyms yourself. Anytime, especially when you're a small studio, and as close as we all are at our studio, as far as members and the people that work there, anytime there's a change, it rocks everybody's world. Mm-hmm. So it has to be dealt with so carefully. Mm-hmm. So, that was like such a great thing that you came in and they responded to you immediately.
Well, I thank you for that, but I think it's more, like you said, both you and Danny said it was the right fit. We didn't know that, but because change is hard in the gym, and change is hard maybe when the change is a change, but it maybe was working out the way it's working out because it was the right fit. Because we really haven't really talked more than we're talking right now.
I know.
So you're saying things to me and I'm going like, you just said something earlier, which is, anybody who's taken any of my class, they've heard me say it 100 times, and you just said my same analogy. So, it's once again, the great minds together are in this world, this is the BalaCore theme, obviously. Exactly. It's the right mindset for the BalaCore, because I've always said to people, from the way I say it to people is, because there's a lot of trainers out there, God bless them. You know what? I'm not judging any trainer, okay? Because as long as you're helping people to achieve their goals and you're not hurting them, good for you. But there are a lot of trainers out there who, make it about them. I've even seen it in their posts. It's like, they'll post to supposedly recognize somebody or give them credit for dropping 60 pounds, but I want to say congrats to so-and-so for the 60 pounds that I helped them lose, that they did because I helped them to do this, because I did this, because I did that. And I'm like, so it was all about you then, and I always tell people that as a trainer, I want to give you the tools that if I'm gone, because one day God's going to take me home, I want you to be able to continue on without me. I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, Coach isn't here. What are we going to do? No, we know what to do. This is what Coach would tell us to do. Let's go. Let's get to work.
I love that. Yeah, because I want my members and people that I train, when they're on vacation at a gym, I want them to know exactly what they're supposed to do when I'm not there. If that happens, I did my job. And I have so many of the people that I've trained that go on vacation and tell me, yeah, I was in this gym, this guy was doing it all wrong, or I saw this person doing it all wrong. And I wanted to tell them, I said, listen, don't tell them, because we don't know why they're doing it the way that they're doing it. It might be an injury or something that we don't know. And that's something that I really don't recommend, is ever walking up to somebody and saying that you're doing it wrong when you don't know them and you don't know the situation. Something that I think we both probably learned early on in our training career, when we might have done it right here with my hand up, and somebody was kind of looked at you and either was very unhappy with the fact that you did, or they had an injury and a reason they were doing it that way, and you learn very quickly never to say that again. So
and it's a gift too. Like I even noticed with Danny, which was I'm warming up.
Such a great gift.
I'm very impressed because he's in there doing class, but he's in there getting his workout, but he has enough 360-degree awareness. It's like all of a sudden I see him jump up and he runs over. He doesn't embarrass the person, just very gently gives him a suggestion, gets back, and then gets back to his thing. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you. I don't even notice I do that.
Yeah. I've seen you do it several times.
I do that.
He
but
does.
It's just, well, thank you.
Yeah, and that's one of the things when I told Danny, you really, it's time. It's time for you to start taking your own
classes. I didn't realize you've never taught before. You look like a champion. Seriously.
Thank you.
I didn't know that was your first class.
Well, I've the circuits, I've been a few, but first set of classes, that's mine.
Yeah, and I told him it was time, because I know that he knows why something is working the way it is, because of why it's when and what comes next. Because I've worked with him and taught him. So, and he also has that innate, like I said, you are a natural at this. This is not something that you need to work at. This is something that comes to you without you even realizing it.
I think she's talking about Riel.
No,
I'm talking about you, Danny.
Oh, okay,
I'm talking about Danny right now. Danny Liu.
But the part that Danny hasn't learned is how to smile and say thank you here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tough because you do want people to like you, the change, the things that we were just talking about, and the embracement of the people at BalaCore is quick. I mean, the people want just somebody to teach them, and the way that you said that the philosophy is the philosophy, because when we, even at the end of your classes, it's you guys worked hard.
Yes.
You did the work. You've worked so hard. You should be so proud. And it's just funny that you bring that. We just subconsciously have the same mindset, even on Facebook. If we looked at each other's Facebook posts, it would be something similar like, awesome job today. You were lifting 15 pounds. You did a great job. We put it all upon the people because we're not doing the work. We're just there to guide. And that's the thing that we have in common.
And you know, I tell them too, because I'm not afraid to let them know that I'm human, just like them. And a lot of times I'd let them know, I say, guys, do you know how much you changed my life? Because you guys inspire me. I have bad days too. I don't want to come here sometimes, but then I see your faces and I think about it. It gets me there, and then I see how hard you're working, and it lifts me up, and it inspires. It's like a a give take kind of thing, because they need to know that they're powerful too.
Oh, absolutely.
They
I don't
need to
think
know
that's a very good point. I think I need to do that more, because when I go there, I am lifted up. Because I'm a people person. When I walk in that door, I feel energy. So even if it was a bad day this day, they are lifting me up unknowingly when I walk in that door.
And people actually smile and say hi.
Yeah, they do. And we all
Hey,
hug
how
each
are
other.
you? Yeah.
And we're big huggers there. And we don't care. We sweaty hug. It's okay. It's just a little sweat. Okay, we're going to be right back. Okay, someone in the room doesn't like that very much. Okay, we're going to be right back. This is Ellen Como and Danny Liu, along with Raelle Andrews on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with Danny Liu and Raelle Andrews, and we're introducing Raelle Andrews. He's a new part of our team at BalaCore, and I should say new part of our family at BalaCore, because it is a family there. BalaCore Fitness Studio. We are small. We are mighty. We have a lot of experience. Raelle was like the perfect fit for our team, and he is teaching the spin classes now. So spin, you've been doing spin a long time, haven't you? Teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin is, I love training altogether, but spin is probably, spinning and boxing, boot camps are my favorite classes to teach. But, my spinning is not normal spinning, and it just comes because when I did the Ironman, I spent a lot of time out on the road, so to me, that's just the way I do a spin class, Once we get the basic technique and form and all that down, then we go ride for an hour or a half hour, just like as if we were to go out on the road. And I take it as a huge compliment, because I've had many roadies and mountain bikers who wouldn't normally step foot in a spin class because they think it's like watching paint dry or death. And I say, no, come on, just take one of my classes. And then they're like regulars, whenever it's raining out or they just love it because I take them there, I guess.
Yeah, they're having a great time when I walk in the door, and we all pass each other. We move very quickly there in the studio because we're always training and teaching classes. But I can see they're all having such a great time, and they're pushing so hard, and they don't want to let you down. I notice that a lot.
No,
isn't that funny?
Hardcore. Yeah, you got some hardcore, and they're just right in there giving it their all, fighting, and I love that. That makes my job worthwhile.
Yes, yeah, I know, doesn't it though? I know. And a lot of times what we do and how I've sequenced the classes is you resistance training with me for an hour, and then you go for like a half-hour spin or an hour spin. So you get your cardio after your resistance training. And that's such an important thing in changing your body, because you have to use weights. Cardio is amazing, but if you're not using weights, you're just going to be a skinnier version of your fat self.
Yeah.
You've got to use those weights, women and men. And women, you can lift heavy, and you will not, as long as you're ready. I start all my women at about 3 to 5 pounds and let them come up. Actually, some women, I tell them, I just want you to mimic the motions that we're doing for the first week, and I want your body to get used to those movements before I even give them a 3-pound weight. Other women start at 10. Everybody starts at a different place. And, we're talking about the women. We have a lot of men at the gym as well. Yeah, we do. And they work really hard. And it's funny, I force them to do things like a glute workout that a guy will never go into the gym and do on their own. They don't like working their legs very much. They it's all chest, back, upper body, here we go. And then I kind of make them actually stop and do a glute class. And the first time...
I thought that wasn't fair last night. We were talking about that. She had glute before our spin.
Oh.
I was like, those poor guys were like, I was like, wow, where'd you go, Alan?
Yeah, we're making them strong. And I remember the very first time I taught a class for them, and I took them through about 3 or 4 glute moves, and they were like, I'm not doing this again. And I finally had to tell them, listen, the top athletes male athletes in the country and in the world all work their glutes, because it's such a part of their dynamic power. You know, what we spend most of the time sitting on our glutes, where they actually were made to move us, and they were made for dynamic movements for our body and to power us through things. But a lot of we don't do that anymore. You know, and a lot of men especially don't work their glutes. And so that was a big deal. And my leg class is funny. I still might only have 1 or 2 guys show up for that. And if more men did, they would probably find out that they had less lower back pain, and they would be more efficient in any other sport that they did outside of the fitness studio. And actually, I have a hockey player, Mike, that comes, and he gets that. So he's there.
He was there last night?
He was there on...
Yeah, he was on glute day.
Yeah,
he was on.
He took your class,
He comes.
build a butt class.
He takes glute class, build a butt. I do a build a butt class Monday nights at 6:00. Yes.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
and it is.
You're
It's mostly
laughing?
women. It's mostly women.
Yeah.
But the glutes.
You don't
get-
just get a butt. You got to build it.
You got to build it. Yeah.
And
You
what
don't just get
what
it.
Mike said is that from Ellen's classes, taking his 430 that he couldn't make anymore, he's faster on the ice, more stamina, stronger, and can play the whole game when he used to have to come out about 3/4 in. He's just out of breath. He's 50 years old. But with working your legs, and I can attest to that with my son Derek, who went on stage, and Ellen privately trained him for half a year, and then he went back on stage he hates working legs, and he's up there, he's not out of breath, he can talk, and his overall stage performance was way better because he had stamina on stage.
And a lot of that has to do with the BalaCore as well, because
You know,
everything we're doing
I was just
BalaCore.
going to say that, well, no, I was moving forward, multitasking.
That's okay.
I was going back to the girls because I'm still trying to figure out that BalaCore body that I see.
Yeah.
But, you know, because I've always said, you just hit on it, you have to lift heavy, you know, as long as we got good form. But even with those BalaCores, now what that traditional, maybe even initially, until they get stronger, that traditional 10 pounds, which would be like, don't waste your time with that. Let's get some real weight. But 10 pounds with the BalaCore
Oh,
underneath
my
it,
goodness, yes.
now is like probably lifting a 30 because it's a whole different thing with the balance. And once again, that's where those bodies are coming from. And, you know, and I love how you structure those classes, you know, that because in a perfect scenario, resistance and then cardio, you know, and then if you can throw in a good old AdvoCare post-workout shake between the resistance and then you'll really, that was a little shameless plug.
Well, AdvoCare is a performance.
Yeah.
Well, that's what AdvoCare is all about, is performance.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
well, I was
performance.
joking,
But it is, but
Yeah.
it does do that. You know, and when you're working out at that level and you're working out for so long, you do need to replenish your body. Because we know it's not only about the exercise, but definitely the fuel that we put in our body that helps build the bodies that we're trying to build and we're building for other people. We got to take a break here. We're going to be right back. This is Ellen Como, Danny Lou, Riel Andrews on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.